We finally hit the 1-year mark in development of our indie game Wisplight, and in this devlog, I just want to share with you guys what we did in the past 12 months. Just a short summary on which features we were focusing on. Then by the end of this devlog, we will talk about the plans for development of Wisplight in its second year. I'll also share some insights on our community's growth. Basically, our YouTube channel, our Discord, and some insights on our Steam wishlists. For those of you who are new here, I'm June. I started out as a solo indie game developer a year ago, making a reverse RPG game where we play as a wisp who can transform into different monsters with the goal of eliminating human settlers invading your island home. And as I developed the game, people who are interested in it reached out to me, and it led to us forming a team of skilled individuals that is now currently helping out with the development of Wisplight. So it's been a year now, and here's our progress so far. For the characters of our reverse RPG game, we now have models and some animations for 3 of our monsters. We have our skeleton, and this includes our skeleton warrior, both the basic skeleton and the armored one, and our necromancer type skeleton who summons skeleton warriors to fight with us in battle. We also have our armor monster type. We already have modeled one of the weapons and also got the animation set for it. I plan on having multiple types of armor set with different abilities for the armor monster, but this will be developed on later parts of the development pipeline. But the plan for the armor is to have it wield 2 sets of weapons. Basically, the slow heavy hitting colossal sword and fast hitting dual blades. And the armor will have an ability to control weapons he is not using, making it fly autonomously, hitting enemies while the skill counter lasts. Then we have our tree creature. We already have 2 variants for it. We have our small, sneaky, and evasive forest nymph that will have a stealth type gameplay. Then we have our overgrown tree creature, which will have 3 forms. The bigger the creature will be, the tankier it will be, but the slower it will become. The plan for the overgrown tree creature is to make a balance of both stealth and speed versus fortitude and skills utility. Basically, the bigger you get, the lesser stealth and speed capabilities you will get, but the sturdier you will become with more skills attached to your monster's frame. And lastly, our wisp, the center of it all. As for the other monster types, they're still in concept phase, and we'll talk about them in the future. For now, we'll be focusing on these 3 archetypes and their sub-archetypes. As for combat, we already polished all our combat systems except for the skill tree, since we are still working on the icons for it. But right now, all combat systems for the skeleton warrior are already set and ready. This includes all the attack skills, the healing abilities, the dodges, counters, the breaking mechanic, and the reconjuring mechanic. Also, we already polished parts of our smart enemy AI, including all AI features and behaviors for our mercenary group, which includes the battle types, which are 1. The battle mode, in which enemies battle with you. Then 2. The flee mode, where the enemies will try their best to survive and run away from you. I also started making the wisp hunt mode, where the enemies will try and capture you when you are in wisp form. We already have the assets, namely the Aether Flask, which is an item that the mercenaries will throw at you when you're in wisp form, and once your fortitude as a wisp goes down to 0, you will be immobilized and captured inside an Aether vessel to be sold to the church. We also added the basic sound effects for combat, and currently are polishing some remaining animations that need sound effects, like the hit when guarding sounds, different footsteps for different terrain, and sounds for the acolyte magic spells. We also added voice lines for enemies when they engage with us in combat. As of the moment, they are voice lines for our mercenary guards, and we will be expanding more as the development progresses. As for the landscape and mood of the game, you already have a lot of features added to set the mood right. We have day and night cycles, we have weather and fog systems, and we now have the correct lighting for the game which reference real-life locations to make it more realistic and grounded. We also made our very own combat music to make our combat more intense and immersive. As for landscape assets, I'm currently acquiring new assets that will help us with Chapter 1. We now have sunken dungeons, a dungeon level, a castle ruin, swamp areas, and the forest itself. I still need more assets though for settlements and fortifications, but I'm still waiting for more funding to acquire them, since they are a bit expensive. I also think I will be utilizing procedural terrain generation to save time making the levels, but I'm still experimenting. I want it to be as optimized as possible. Optimization is my first priority. If the result is expensive performance-wise, I think I will go with manual creation for the levels in landscape. So the plan moving forward for this year is to make a working combat demo. This includes our skill tree and level up systems, including the merging of Wisp, where you save or capture Wisp roaming around the forest and merge with them to get skill points for your skill tree. We'll also include capture mechanics, where events will happen when you are captured and the goal is to free yourself from captivity. And lastly, we will make a small level dedicated for testing the combat mechanic for the Skeleton Warrior. I plan on releasing the combat demo on Discord mid this year, and we will test and tweak it as we go. I will first roll out the demo to our patrons who've been supporting the development since the beginning. Thank you so much for the support. Then I will roll the second phase of the combat demo to the rest of the members in Discord. So if you want to test the game, join us on Discord so that I can add you as one of the testers. And if you want to support the development, I leave a link to our Patreon page down below. So as for our community's growth, we are growing every day in Discord, and a lot of you guys are engaging, volunteering, and contributing assets and ideas for the game. It made the development faster, having a lot of people involved in it. As for YouTube, we're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and our channel is already monetized. Having our channel monetized, although the earning for YouTube is very small, this helps a lot in adding funding for our game. Every penny counts. As for our Steam wishlist, we're almost at 500 wishlist, and it's growing every day, along with our subscribers on YouTube, as well as our members on Discord. So basically, we are growing slowly and steadily. And if you haven't yet, you can actually help us with our marketing by simply wishlisting Wisplight on Steam. It will really help us small indie game developers with our marketing once we launch the game on Steam. Our goal for our wishlist is at least 10,000 wishlist on launch day, which still is too far as of the moment, so every help is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you like to follow the development of Wisplight, feel free to subscribe to get updates on our weekly development devlogs. So yeah, that's about it for Wisplight's 1 year progress. See you on the next devlog. Till next time.